Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot, Supportive Oracle cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen. There's Gretchen's last name. That way you see the correct spelling. And if you want to support those creators or find their other stuff, you can easily do that. Virgo. Virgo. Okay, this is, I forgot this deck had that card, which is not bad. It's not showing up for you. I'll show you when you get down there. It's a blue card. I just don't want to get into that energy before it's time. This is going to be, I think this is going to turn out to be one of those things where it's kind of like one of those moments like, but like once it passes in hindsight, it's going to be actually really good. Maybe it might go into that realm of dark blessings. We'll see. Going into the situation, there's something you don't understand. You got mysticism dissipating. Are you holding it? I don't think you're holding a secret or anything, because I'm like mysticism, but it's on your... No, I feel like you're wondering, like, what is going on over there? Like, why is that happening? Although Virgo's usually quite structured and like, well, you stay on plan. It's like, this is what you expect from Virgo. Virgo upholds what you told, what they said they were going to do. It's usually how Virgo goes, just stereotypically. It's what you're looking at. You're like, what is going on with that over there? What's happening there? And I'm noticing the Knight of Cups here in the environment, which I would like to say this is a good thing. Somebody, like, yeah, they have good energy towards you. I feel like this is subjective. Maybe this is why you're not comfortable, because somebody is like, they like you and they're being nice to you, but they may not be your cup of tea. And it's kind of like, okay, thank you, but I don't want to hang out with you. It may be something like that, like, okay, thank you. Go away. Thanks. Bye. Somebody wants, like, and I get the mysticism with the dissipating, kind of like, you don't really understand this person. They're being nice to you, but you're kind of like, no. I do feel like you're kind of saying that, like, okay, that's cool. Thank you for that, but I'm going to go my way. You go your way now. You've got the Knight of Swords with the Five of Pentacles. I don't think you're feeling left out in the cold. I feel like you're telling them, like, please leave me out in the cold. Don't leave me out in the cold. I'm okay. I'm okay. I got a tent. I got a tent. I'll sleep outside. I got a tent. I'm good. Leave me out in the cold. I feel like that's kind of the... It's funny to me. Kind of like, it's okay. Leave me out in the cold. I'm good. Thanks. Because I feel like things are good, and you're like, no problems, no problems. I'm just like, you do your thing. You do you. I'll do me, and that's cool. And you're happy with it like that. You're blocking them with the Two of Swords, because the Two of Swords is dipping down. You're blocking them, and you're happy, like, I'm happy how things are for me. So, I'll be here. I'm going to sleep outside in my tent. You do what you need to in the house. Cool. You do you, I'll do me. And that's how you like it at this point. Like, you stay there. I'll be here. I'll be out here. You can have the house. I have a tent. I'm cool. More is coming forward. Okay. This all happens at once, and I feel like it's a lot. So you got the Lovers on front. Is this upside down or right side up? I think this is right side up. Okay. There's a moment here where this person, like, they feel like they've done something wrong. I don't really think they have. It's just kind of like, they have their way, you've got your way, you're like, I don't see how this matches. So you be cool. Like, there's no animosity. You're just like, no, nothing against you. We're different people. I don't really want to hang out. That's all. Like, just because somebody's a good person doesn't mean you're obligated to hang out with them, you know? And you're kind of like, that's how you're feeling. Like, we have different ways. It's kind of like, you know, I like to, you know, go skiing and snowboarding, and you like to stay home and do this and do that. You like to play shuffleboard, which is cool, but I'm not into it. Like, I don't think we match. Nothing wrong with what you do, cool, but I'm not into it. And they are trying to come forward and like, okay, well then I can try snowboarding. I can do skiing. I can do that. Yeah, okay, I want to try it. And you're like, and it's almost like you're kind of pulled back a minute there, kind of like, that's not. No, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Like, you're like, I didn't mean you had to try what I was doing. I wasn't saying that. I was just, and it's almost kind of like you're kind of pulled back, but this person's like, no, I really like you. I want to hang out. I'll do this. I'll help you. I mean, I can carry the stuff. You want me to carry the stuff? I'll carry the stuff. I'll drive. You want me to drive? I can drive on the way there. They're really like, they want to bring this back together with recovery and forgiveness. The thing is, I don't think there's anything to be forgiven for, and I think that's kind of throwing you. Kind of like, there's nothing to be forgiven for. No, I wasn't meaning that. But the lovers come in with the Ten of Cups, kind of like you're getting along, and they're kind of bending over backwards, and you're like, I feel like this is with your response. The discovery with the Five of Swords, kind of like, I didn't really want this, but I guess I'll give it a shot. Might as well give it a shot. So you do? It's a weird moment. It's kind of like, okay, I mean, they're not a bad person. You're just thinking you have different ways of doing things. They put a lot of effort. They're like bending over backwards to impress you. Bending over backwards. I apologize if you can hear my dog. He just gets a little whiny because he wants to go out. I just took him out. He's fine. It's a habit. He's an older dog. The destiny coming in with the Seven of Pentacles, they're working really hard. And they feel like they need to really impress you. They really want to be a part of your life. They want you in their life. So they're bending over backwards here. And they're doing everything, all their due diligence. And it's kind of like, I didn't want that. I keep feeling your energy going, I didn't want that. I didn't mean you had to do that. I wasn't looking to make you jump through any hoops. I just was cool on my own. It's kind of like you're getting all this attention. They're doing all this for you. And you're like, I didn't want that. I didn't mean for that to happen. Ten of Pentacles comes in. I feel like through all this effort and the fact that they keep trying and they keep putting in the effort and they keep putting in the effort, you're kind of like, okay, I can understand putting in the effort. And the work ethic behind it, you're like, I can relate to that. Like, you don't give up on something you really want. I don't think they're, like, if this is hitting, they're not rude and they're not imposing. They should be communicating with you quite well. So, like, if this is something where you really don't like this energy, then just walk away from it. Do not keep going with this. This is one of those things where, they're not bad, but you're like, I didn't really want them around, but they're not bad. That should be this energy, just to be fair. So if you don't really like this energy and you don't really want it around, then don't put up with this. Draw your line in the sand and be like, we're done. But if this is an energy kind of like, they're not bad, I just don't think we jive, and they're worth giving a shot to, then keep going with it, just to be fair. Like, don't get into any type of toxic behavior or anything is unhealthy. So take it with a grain of salt, think it out for yourself, decide what you think is right, of course. Ironically, I think a lot of people are like, well, that's obvious, but there will be some out there who actually need to hear that, so that's why I'm saying it. Ace of Pentacles comes in. This person, they win you over time, but they show you good characteristics. These should not be toxic characteristics. I'm really worried, like, some people are there's going to be a toxic person. Don't let a toxic person, like, if somebody is a compulsive liar, if they play that game where they always have to one-up other people, if they treat other people poorly or they make fun of other people behind their backs, that is a toxic thing. You do not want that. And I know some of you are going to have that around you. That's not this reading. That is something you want to walk away from. Also, if you have that around you and you're kind of like not liking it in the beginning, but they're staying around, and they're showing you good attributes, but they still have these toxic behaviors, be aware that if you keep allowing them to stay around you, they're going to cement themselves into your life. Maybe that's why we're bringing that in. So really, at this point in the reading, I almost feel like for a lot of you, this is the point where you got to really evaluate this person. Do they have literally toxic behaviors, or do they just do things like, I like, cheese, they like, vegetables. We're just different in that sense. Like, I want cheese with every meal, and they don't. they want vegetables with every meal and I don't. Is that the difference? Like, it's not bad, it's just different. That's not toxic. But like if they have those bad attributes I was saying before, like making fun of people behind their back, always having to do something better, I'm not even going to go into the other. I think you know. This person, whoever it is, they will be cementing themselves in your life. Really take an inventory if this is okay with you or not. Like, if you do not want this person in your life and they're toxic or there's something here you really don't want, you need to cut them off cold turkey, stop with the niceties, just shut it down. If you keep going with this, they are going to cement themselves in your life. It's all about what type of core person you think they are. Down deep, do you think they're a good person or not a good person? Do they have a lot of toxic behavior, or do they have a lot of helpful behaviors that are just not your jam? Look at it that way. Okay, I just don't want people getting caught up in toxic relationships or anything, or connections or friendships or whatever. Because I'm seeing a card come through here. And I'm getting like this person is suppressing part of their personality to impress you. And this is what I'm getting. At some point it will come forward with the vanity. Again, you gotta, at this point you already know, is there toxic behaviors here or are there not toxic behaviors? You have to decide for yourself what you believe, how you feel. You might want to bounce it off a close friend or somebody you trust. Like, these are the things I'm seeing. What do you think? Because this is what I'm thinking. Like, what do you see? Somebody you trust and sees things and understands things and is pretty good at keeping toxic people out of their life. That's another thing. You want to ask somebody who's good at keeping toxic people out of their life. There's a lot of good people out there that just attract a lot of toxic people. Good people, but you kind of got to think about that. When they say something's right, they tend to end up with a lot of toxic people around them. You don't want to get their opinion, really, because they're going to be attracted to people who are toxic and not realize it. I'm just saying. Because this person is going to show their true colors. When it says vanity, I'm getting the truth coming out. I don't always see this as a bad card. Sometimes I see it as just kind of like they're very bold, they're having their moment, they're shining in their light, and it may be a bit overdone. A bit overdone. Because I don't see this, like, it doesn't have to be a bad thing, but like something they're suppressing to impress you, they're not always going to suppress. So that's going to come forward stronger later. You have to decide whether this is something you really want or not. Because I'm getting on your side, you got to go with your instinct. When that comes back forward, and when it comes back, it's going to be like it was pushed down and pushed down and pushed down for the longest time, and then bam, it goes flying way up there, and it's really, really overdone because it's been suppressed for so long. When that comes back, how do you feel about it? How does that feel for you? Instinct on your side. Is this something you really want or don't want? I really feel like this whole point of this reading is kind of like, see this person, realize they're going to try to win you over. They're probably going to cement themselves in your life. If you really don't want this, you need to cut it off cold turkey now, or it's going to be too late. You just got to you might have to be rude, you might have to be cold about it, but that's what you got to do. Go with your instinct. What do you really feel? When this moment pops up, I do see the despondent with balance coming in. Despondents with balance coming in. The balance, literally balance. They suppressed it for so long, and then poof, it comes up, and then the balance of that pays out. You know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those popper things. You push down that little egg on the chicken, or the egg on the chicken. You know, that time, you know, the egg thing. Never mind. I don't even know how to explain these little popper things that just they hold down for so long, and then poof, they shoot off. It's like I'm getting a lot of frustrated energy because it's going to come out. The balance is going to come out, and it's going to be very frustrating. Then you're kind of stuck with them is what I'm getting. Because I feel like then they're going to be very stuck in your life, and it's going to be hard to get rid of them. You get the Queen of Swords, kind of like now you have to start to find a different way to deal with it. You can try to cut them out of your life, but the thing is with Virgo, once you get used to somebody, the longer they're around, the more you get used to them, the harder it is to just get rid of them. In a positive way, by the way. I almost feel like I don't want to go there. I'm not looking to off somebody. Don't be offing people. Don't be doing it. Yeah, I saw that reading. James did that reading, and like I knew. No, you didn't. You know, don't be doing that. It's just making me laugh because I'm just like, the way I say stuff sometimes, even I think like, oh, geez, be careful. So before you get to this moment where you're kind of like, now they're in my life, and I let them get this close, and like, It's almost like they have a room in your house. You're like, now that they're a squatter now. Like, it's like, now that they're here, they're a squatter. Before you get this far, decide if this is really good or not. Again, is it toxic behavior or just different, just not your jam? Which, like, one of these you need to get rid of, the other, I guess it's okay. They might be a very, very good person, it's just they do things differently. I really think this is like a heads up. The more I'm feeling of it, it's like, really look at this person and realize once they've cemented themselves in your life, it's going to be really hard for you to disconnect for whatever reason. I feel like it really will. For whatever, like, they might be tying themselves into your life in different ways. This might be one of those people, like, they start to get along with your family and your friends, and they start making their own friendships with these people, and they really, like, tie themselves in. They might really tie themselves in. I'm just telling you now, before it gets that far, before you have to deal with that, decide if that's okay or it's not okay at all. Alright, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.